And welcome in everyone to Francis Howell High School, home of the Francis Howell Vikings against the Lafayette Lancers tonight. The Lafayette Lancers come in at 2-2, started their season 0-2. Offensive struggle in one game. They only scored 30 or 26 points, but they are on a two-game win streak. Beat Summit 72 to 44. Boylet had 20 shot 8 of 12 for 22 points and 4 of 6 from 3 in that game. That was Bias. Bias had 22 points in that one. On the other side, of course, your Francis Howell Vikings, they had 22. They beat Troy, and they were kind of held in a scare in that one. Definitely a team that Howell should beat almost every time they beat Troy, though. 62-61. They outscored Troy 33-17 in the second half. Thompson is averaging right now 22 points. Maddox was 16 and a half, and tonight they get their point guard back, Fortner, as he completes the big three, as he was definitely out in that one. For myself, Will Crawford, alongside me is Billy Woods. We have a quick interview. I sat down with the star senior, Sam Thompson, earlier today and just talk about what he means and what the team means to him. Welcome in, everyone, to the Francis Howell Vikings pregame show. I am joined today by Sam Thompson. I am Will Crawford. Sam Thompson is one of the leaders for this Francis Howell Vikings men's basketball team. And Sam, how are you doing tonight? And what are you looking forward to this evening against Lafayette?
I'm doing good, and I'm looking forward to winning. So,
Absolutely. That's something that you guys have definitely gotten very good at, coming in at 28-2 last season, and then now coming in this season. You've started out very hot at 4-0. And what has been your first impressions of the team, though, this season?
first impressions, I think the start of the season, we kind of needed to feel each other out, but I think we're starting to do that, and our chemistry is getting a little bit better. I think it should be a pretty good season. I think we should win districts and go past that. So I think it should be good.
Absolutely, yeah. What goes through your mindset when you need to step up? There's been many times, I said this in our past broadcast, where it probably gives us broadcasters and then even Coach Jacob heart attacks when you guys are down by 16 or down by 11. What goes through your mind that that, hey, this isn't going to fly anymore? I need to step up. Just like, against Troy, they held you down pretty well in the first half, and then you blew up in the second half. What goes through your mindset to make those kind of things happen?
Well, I don't like to get overwhelmed. I just think of it one play at a time. The next play is the most important play. So if we take it one play at a time, it's less stressful and it's more effective because everybody calms down a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So even when Preston Fortner is out, or despite Preston Fortner being out, you guys kind of have a big three between you, Sam Maddox, and Preston. What kind of does that mean for your mindset that you guys have three really consistent seniors on the floor at all times?
It's very comforting. So if I can't score, I know one of them can score because they're very consistent. Preston can handle the ball really well, and so can Sam. Just like in the last game when we played Troy, he really took care of the ball, and Preston wasn't there, and it was really great.
Yeah, absolutely. You're kind of considered the team leader this year, definitely being captain. Obviously, years past there was other players, but then your role has come for that role. What does that also mean to you as like a player and as a person?
Well, it just means I have to mature and grow up and be an adult and lead the way so that they can follow by example. So
Awesome. Obviously, there is big advantages with you being so big as you are. But what other kind of options do you give, say, Howell, and then maybe even teams in the future?
well, I feel like I can pass the ball, I can shoot, I have a little bit of an outside game. I haven't been able to showcase that really because the paint works and I'm averaging 20 points in the paint, so it doesn't if it works, don't fix it. So
Yeah, absolutely. And then you already talked about districts.
Is that kind of the high expectations, or what is your exact expectations for the team this season?
Well, our goal is to win state. I think every team in the state is to win state, but we just got to take it one game at a time and mini season by mini season and hope for the best.
All right, absolutely. Thank you for joining me, Sam. That was Sam Thompson, the senior for your Francis Howell Vikings. They are on tonight against Lafayette. Thank you for joining me, Sam, and good luck tonight, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
That was the interview between myself, Will Crawford, and the senior Sam Thompson tonight. Once again, Thompson averaging 22 points for the Vikings, and he was held only to about 5 points in that first half and then came alive in the second half, and that was pretty much the difference maker here for the Vikings against Troy on Tuesday night. But now against Lafayette, a completely different team, a bigger team, but not as fast as the Troy Trojans team. Billy, what do these Vikings have to watch out for tonight against the Lafayette Lancers?
We'll give credit to Troy. I know they came in with a great defensive strategy, and they were able to get Thompson out of the paint a lot. And it seemed like that entire first half he was getting pushed out to the three-point line. Either that, or they were also collapsed on him a lot. One thing the Vikings need to really look out for is just speed. It's just speed and three-point shooting. Throughout the season, they've had a little bit of trouble closing out and finishing defensive plays at the three-point line. They've gotten kind of burned here and there at times. Troy was also just lights out, and so is St. Dominic in the game before that. So who knows? Maybe it's just a matter of a team catching fire as opposed to their defensive capabilities.
I think tonight for the Vikings, they definitely just need to get a big, quick start. In all their games that we've seen thus far, other than maybe the Holt one, they've definitely started slow, and I know that's something that senior Sam Thompson and senior Preston Fortner would want to change, definitely on the offensive side of the ball and maybe even defensive side, where I know they are being definitely outscored in that first quarter. About a minute and a half remaining here in warm-ups. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to Howell Viking Basketball here on the Howell Activities Network. Back here at Francis Howell High School, we're going to have the national anthem, I believe, and then we'll have your starting lineups here on the Howell Activities Network. We'll take a quick break once again for the national anthem. You'll be able to hear that live.
We welcome our guests from Lafayette High School, and we wish all the players good luck in tonight's contest. At this time, we would ask everyone to please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
That's fine. They were getting ready like they were about to announce the starters.
back here at Francis Howell High School. I'm Will Crawford. Alongside me is Billy Woods for our starting lineups. It's going to be Drew Bias, or this is going to be for the Lafayette Lancers. Drew Bias, Evan Boylott, Drew Bell, number 23, Aiden Rosen McGinnis, number 15, Sam Murray, and number 5, Matt Jones. On the other side, it's going to be the original 5 for Kurt Jacob and his Francis Howell Vikings starting 5. It's going to be Preston Fortner, Sam Maddox, Shane Kirby, and Sam Thompson, and falling out is Matt James for the Francis Howell Vikings. And definitely it'll be good for the Francis Howell Vikings to have their 3 back. With Preston Fortner being out against Troy, he is back here tonight and starting for the Francis Howell Vikings.
And you can tell, too, just in the player warm-ups, how excited that they are to have Fortner back in the lineup. Still unsure why he missed the last game, but it definitely affected their offense.
Yeah, definitely having him back in their front court will definitely be a plus for this Howell Vikings team, as he pretty much is the peanut butter to the jelly for the Howell Vikings offense. And of course,
I like peanut butter and jelly.
And of course, it's always great to have the big man Sam Thompson in there. Sam Maddox, another great offensive weapon. He did a fantastic job running the offense with the missing Fortner. So meeting at half court will be the big 6'10 senior Sam Thompson, and number 15, the 6'3 senior for Lafayette, Sam Murray. Tip off here. It's going to be won by Thompson, but won by the Lafayette Lancers. Here's Drew Bias. He had 22 last time against Summit. Here's Bias now. He's going to try to take something on Kirby. Kirby over, being the best defender that he can against Bias. Kirby, one of the better defenders for the Howell Vikings.
And Kirby and James both, they just know how to use their body size. They're both skinnier guys, but anytime a player runs into them, they kind of just stop in their tracks.
And that's a good shot that time by Bias. Good job by Thompson just staying up that time, making sure that he didn't draw a foul, but better bucket from the Lafayette senior. Here's Fortner now. Fortner trying to find something. There's Kirby. Kirby on the right wing. Over is now James. James for 3. That's no good. Rebound saved by Fortner. There's Thompson. Thompson back to Maddox. Maddox now trying to find something. He's going to reset with Fortner. Fortner thought about the 3. He's going to drive over to Kirby. Kirby now going to reset with Fortner. Fortner to James. James to Maddox in the corner. Maddox is going to drive. Maddox going to bounce it back out to Kirby. Kirby with the 3. That's no good. Rebound to Thompson. Thompson going to drive underneath. He's fouled, and he's got the and one. So missed threes haunting the Howell Vikings here in that first possession, but
And you can see the vision by Fortner already, just being able to find Kirby since they're playing a man defense. Once he knows that the one man they're switching, they're going to be a second late, and he kicks it out to Kirby in the corner. I'd actually like to see Kirby take that 3. It was as wide open as you're going to get, and he pulled the one at the top of the key. It was still wide open, but I would like to see that corner one.
Thompson misses the free throw, so we're at 2 all with just 6:38 remaining here in the first quarter. Just starting here at Howell High School. That's a 3 from Lafayette. That's no good from Rosa McGinnis.
And that's where the Vikings are vulnerable in their game, is when Thompson is sitting down low and his defender is wide open at the 3-point line.
Here's Fortner now for 3. He likes to shoot it sometimes. That one's no good, though. Rebound goes to Sam Murray. Here is now Bell. Beal, passes it back out to Murray. Murray over to Rosa McGinnis. McGinnis is the tallest player on the floor right now for the Lafayette Lancers. And that's a drive-in, and Thompson with a massive block. It goes off of the head of Matt James. Poor Matt James on the receiving end of that block, but so we'll stick with Lafayette.
And if you're McGinnis, if Thompson's going to lay off you like 8 feet like that, why not why not dribble in 2 or 3 feet, take an easy mid-range J, as opposed to the drive to the rim on a guy who's 6 inches taller than you.
So there's Rosa McGinnis again. Now back to up top to Sam Murray, over to the left wing to Matt Jones. There's Bias again, back to Ada McGinnis. A lot of movement here for the Lancers. Murray against Fortner. Fortner not letting him get anywhere. Zone defense starting here for the Howell Vikings. Here's a drive. That's going to be blocked once again by Sam Thompson. And Thompson might have thought it was a foul, but no foul called. It was just off of him as he blocked it. Checking in now is Royce Wibbenmeyer. He's checking in for Fortner.
Already, huh?
Wibbenmeyer provided great minutes as he started last game for Fortner. That's a 3 in the corner this time. That's no good. Rebound goes to Thompson.
Yeah, he had some good hustle plays last game, and he had some good awareness too. But their offense was definitely limited as sometimes he can get parked in the corner.
Bad pass that time. It was tipped, though. And that's what saved the over and back call. Here's now Maddox. Maddox now, he's going to drive in. He's going to shoot it, and that's no good. Maybe Beal got a hand on there. No call, though. No shot good from Maddox. So just a 2-2 all game. 3 minutes into this one. Now there's Aiden McGinnis over to Sam Murray. Sam Murray's going to drive. He pulls up. He's got a nice jumper with that. And they're going to take a 4-2 lead to Lafayette Lancers. That's a jump shot from Maddox. That's no good. Rebound. He has numbers now. Does Bias. Bias gets the and one.
See, and I hate fouls like that because the offensive player creates the contact, but somehow he's rewarded for it. Where Maddox was just running the court and he didn't even go to challenge the shot. The offensive player just threw himself into Maddox.
Checking in now is Preston Fortner for Sam Maddox. Free throw is up, and that's good from Bias. Bias here in the scoring column very quickly has 6 of the 7 points for the Lafayette Lancers. Now checking in is going to be Boylett for the Lancers. So, not sure what that was. He said something about the mask, but
I think one of the coaches from Lafayette took his mask off. And the ref, who has his mask off, was not having it.
Kirby now in the corner finds Thompson. Thompson being double teamed. There's Kirby now. He's going to drive in. He's going to float it, and that's in. Good drive that time by Kirby. Not something we've seen too often from the 6'1 senior.
They ask a lot from him on the defensive end, so it's kind of hard for him to put any effort into offense, but I definitely like to see a little bit more confidence out of him on the offensive end because he is able to shoot it and create his own space like you saw right there.
So 4-7 in favor of Lafayette. 3:53 remaining here in the first quarter. That's Jack Clark with the 3.
And these big men for Lafayette, they're going to have to get comfortable being wide open like that, and they're going to have to get some confidence going.
Thompson left him over. There's Kirby with a jump shot. That's no good. Rebound to Matt James, though. James, he's going to go back up with it. He's going to get fouled on the shot. And going to the line does James Clark now with his first foul of the game. Clark, a 6'6 junior.
It always kills me when a player makes a move like that and like every coach or fan calls a travel for it. Like he's keeping his pivot foot. He's just creating space with his other foot.
First free throw is up and good for Matt James. Checking in is Maddox for Wibbenmeyer. So the original 5 now on the court for the Vikings. 3:35 remaining, down by 5 are the Vikings. James' second free throw, that's good.
Yeah, and I hope Thompson doesn't find his awareness in the second half instead of the first half. 'Cause I don't think they can afford to get down in this game like they were in the Troy game.
That's a deep 3. That's no good. Rebound goes to Lafayette, though. It's on the court. It's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to go for the Francis Howell Vikings.
Yeah, I think the confidence of guys like Murray and Bias, I think that's going to be something that kills Howell tonight, because those guys seem pretty content with pulling it from wherever and doing whatever kind of moves they have to do to get to that spot. Once again, one of the most dangerous things you can give an athlete is confidence.
Here's Fortner. Fortner now trying to find something. There's James now. James back to Fortner. Fortner over to Kirby. Kirby inside to Maddox. Maddox back to James. There's James with the three. That's no good. That's short. Rebound, no. Maddox was already going back to play defense. Wasn't looking for second chance opportunities. He's going to go to the Lancers.
One thing I don't like is when they're playing that many guys on Thompson like that down low. I don't like when they're so far behind the three-point line when they're making their pass. I like to see them step up, and then that creates more shot opportunities and keeps the defense more honest.
So there is Murray trying to find something. Murray, he's going to pass it to Clark. Clark's going to go up with it, and he's got it up and in. Clark now with 5. So 6-12. The Vikings trailing once again in the first quarter.
Man, how quick is Murray, though?
There's James. James in the corner to Kirby. Kirby outside to Thompson. Thompson now with the three. That's no good. Rebound to Bias. Bias to Sam Murray. Corner now guarding Murray there, and that's a good shot, and that's in for Murray. So 14-6. Fortner now over to Thompson. Thompson, he's going to drive in. Thompson, he's going up with it. He's going to get fouled. He's going to go to the line for 2. Coach once again asking for a travel call when he's dribbling the ball.
I just mentioned it, I'm baffled. You're establishing a pivot foot, and then you're moving with your other foot and creating that separation and that space. I don't know. Oh, now he's talking to the ref about it.
Thompson now gets his first free throw to go. Second one is up as well, and that one's going to be no good. Rebound, though, by Maddox. Good hustle rebounding that time from Maddox. Fortner going to take it in. Great job by Fortner, and that's what you missed against Troy. Because when Maddox has to dump it off to someone, there's no one like Fortner going to go straight to the basket quite like him.
Yeah, honestly, out of everyone on their team, they're really only the two guys that can drive to the basket.
And there's Fortner playing fantastic defense that time against Matt Jones. There now is Clark. Clark over to Bias. Clark back in the corner for 3 over Thompson. That's good.
And now because he's able to make those, that's going to open up their entire offense because Thompson's got to play closer to the three-point line now. Unless they get Trupiano in there, who's not going to allow that space.
Clark has 8 points off the bench, and Preston Fortner with a deep 3. Fortner now pulls it to within 5. I think there's a scoreboard error going on. So it's 12-17 right now in favor of Lafayette, but Lafayette crawling back in. Now checking in is going to be Royce Wibbemeyer and David Trupiano. Just as you said, Billy, Trupiano is guarding Jack Clark. Clark has 8 points off the bench for the Lancers. Definitely a very good bench player for this Lancers team.
Yeah, and I mean it's basically been wide open points too. He really hasn't had to do too much for it, just because of the how much Thompson lays off of him, because Thompson doesn't have that vertical speed.
Now here is the drive, pass it back out. There's Bias for 3. He's got it. Bias knew it as soon as he shot that 3 was going in. That was a good shot from the senior from Lafayette.
Yeah, and he's loving it right now too.
Here's Kirby. Kirby inside the Trupiano. Trupiano being triple teamed. There's Kirby back out. Back to Trupiano.
But look
Trupiano with a basket.
But look how deep in the lane he gets. That's something I wish Thompson would do more, is get himself that position underneath the basket like that, because then you're able just to turn around and just put it right up. And Trupiano's smaller than his defender right now.
So 14-20, 10 seconds left here in the first quarter. Here's Matt Jones thinking last shot. Jones, he's trying to find something. He finds Bias. Bias now trying something on Kirby. Kirby underneath the basket. That's going to go up. That's going to go off the bottom of the basket from Boylett, and that's where we'll end here at the end of 1. 14-20, the Vikings trail once again in the first quarter. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to Howell Activity And we're back here at Francis Howell High School, home of the Howell Vikings. I'm Will Croft. Alongside me is my partner, Billy Woods. Currently 14-20 in favor of the Lafayette Lancers. And Vikings starting slow like they have so many times this season, but so many times they've also came back, and that's why they sit right now with a 4-0 record. Earlier today, some districts were announced, and the Howell Vikings were considered in the Class 6. Along with that, Class 6, District 6, are Francis Howell Central, Francis Howell North, Fort Zumwalt North, and Fort Zumwalt West. So here is now a quick basket shot opportunity for the Lancer. That's going to be no good by Aiden Rosa McGinnis, and it's going to be almost a turnover on the Vikings on the other side, but win off a Lancer.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Vikings get a little bit more energy going right now. It's Hawaiian night, and they came out really lackadaisical. I was expecting something a little bit more.
Always definitely hyped up in Hawaii. There's Fortner over to Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer out to Maddox. Maddox now trying to find some. Back to Wibbemeyer. Inside to Trupiano. Trupiano going up with it. It's going to be a grab that time, though, by Aiden McGinnis. Aiden McGinnis thinking there was an elbow there.
See, and once again, that's all because Trupiano established himself so deep in the paint, and he gets himself so close to the rim.
And Royce coming out now, checking in to Sam Thompson. So the big lineup in for the Vikings. Fortner trying to find something. He's going to find Kirby. Kirby inside to Thompson. Thompson back outside to Maddox. Maddox over to Fortner. Fortner over to Kirby. Kirby inside to Trupiano. There's Fortner. Back to Trupiano. Trupiano now being grabbed once again. Kind of a silly foul that time by Hookel.
What a brawler Trupiano is,
Yeah, Trupiano is someone that we didn't see very often against Troy. Didn't see him. There's Trupiano going up with it. He's not able to get it, and it's going to be Lafayette's ball.
I don't know about that one. I think Lafayette touched that one.
Yeah, Lafayette was prepared to stay on defense, but got the call, and
that got Kurt Jacob out of his seat.
So here is now Sam Murray. Inside is Jack Clark. No foul on the floor. Here's Fortner now on the other side. He's going to pass it out to Kirby. Back to Fortner. Here's Thompson now. Thompson, he's going to shoot the three. Thompson misses it. Here's Maddox now back up with it. He's got it. Sam Maddox is only 5'11" on the spreadsheet.
Hey, he's stronger, though.
Yeah, he's one of the strongest players, not just on this Howell team, but maybe in Class 6. Here is now Sam Murray for the Lancers. 4-point deficit for the Vikings. 16-20, 6:33 remaining here in the second quarter. And there's Thompson. Thompson over to Maddox. Here's Kirby. Kirby trying to save a bad pass from Thompson. Now here is a layup, no good. Save from Jack Clark, though. Second chance opportunity. Now it's going to go for the Lancers. Here's now Fortner. Fortner, he's going to drive. He's going to get it shot blocked, though. That's going to be a save, but Thompson corrals it. Here's Kirby now. Kirby inside of Trupiano. Another reach-in foul, that time by Hookel.
And I don't know why Lafayette's complaining about Trupiano. They're the ones wrapping their arms around him.
That foul is on number 33, Pickle, his second personal. Number 4, Drew Beal. And for the Vikings.
Beal now checking in for the Lancers. For the Vikings, it's going to be Royce Wibbemeyer and Donovan Sparks. Sparks seeing his first minutes of the night.
And if you're Thompson, that's exactly what you want. He was right there underneath the rim.
So 16-22, that's a three. That's no good. Thompson with the rebound. Looked to be off of Thompson, or looked to be Thompson corralling it, but good hustle play that time by Jack Clark. So Clark not a starter, but getting lots of valuable minutes here to start this one.
Yeah, and that's because of the ability he gives them with his shooting. It seemed like McGinnis wasn't the shooting type. He was more of a slasher, rebound defender guy. And it looks like Clark's able to stretch their offense out a bit, especially since Thompson plays so close to the paint.
Here's Sparks, and he turns it over. It's a one-on-one opportunity for Murray. Murray lays it up and in.
Yeah, Murray has great body control so far in this game.
So 16-24, 8-point deficit for the Vikings. Here's Maddox. Maddox, he loses control of it. Maddox over in the corner to Wibbenmeyer. Wibbenmeyer inside the Trupiano. Trupiano doing a great job faking it. Is fouled on the actual shot. He's going to go to the line to 2 to make this a 6-point game.
I'm not even going to say it, because if I say it again, it's gonna be like a broken record.
Trupiano's first free throw, no good. Checking in now is Fortner for Donovan Sparks.
These substitution patterns are kind of intriguing me, because it seems like sometimes a guy will come in for a minute or two and then he sits out for a minute or two. So I wonder if guys just ain't able to find their rhythm right now, or maybe Coach Jacobs trying to keep his guys fresh.
Does get that second one, makes it 17-24, 7-point game.
Yeah, and they're gonna need some outside shots from Maddox and James to start falling.
Here's now, thought about the 3, did Matt Jones. It was inside to Clark. It's going to be a kick ball violation on the Vikings. Checking in now is Matt James for Royce Wibbenmeyer.
And going in a zone against a team like this is going to be so dangerous, because they have such good shooters on the floor. Francis Howell has to go in a zone to keep Thompson down low and away from the perimeter, and it's just such a dangerous look for them.
And that's a great find from Bias to Clark. Clark just couldn't finish it. And here comes Fortner the other way. Fortner finds James. James thought about Trupiano, didn't take it, finds Fortner. There's Thompson. Thompson trying to shoot for 3 again. He doesn't hit again. And it's going to be a rebound to the Lancers.
And Thompson is a guy who's able to hit the outside shots, but normally when a big man settling for outside shots that early in the that early in the play, it's usually a sign of frustration.
17-24, 4:27 remaining here in the first half. Blocked by Thompson again. And that's something that the Lancers will have to learn quickly. You can't go underneath all the time. And that is a good find. That's going to be blocked that time by Fortner. Looked like that was all ball, so the only way that had to be against Thompson, and it is not going to be. It is going to be against Fortner.
Fortner only 5'10". He was playing like he was 6'6" right there.
Fortner going right up against Jack Clark and foul.
At the free throw line, that's a blessing for Francis Howell. I guess ball don't lie.
So 17-24, 4:11. Billy Wood stealing my jokes here at Francis Howell High School. Here's Thompson once again over to Fortner inside the outside to Matt James. Fortner now finds Trupiano. Trupiano finds Maddox. What a find and what a shot by Maddox. Just not able to finish. And Thompson's going to foul there. And that's a finish that you need.
Yeah,
if you're Sam Maddox.
I mean, I know Maddox is probably the second shortest player on the court right now, next to Fortner. But yeah, I mean that's is almost as wide open as the layup he's going to get all night. That's a good find by Trupiano too.
It's actually foul on Trupiano.
Yeah, when you play as aggressive as he does, you're definitely going to have some fouls called against you.
So 17-24, 7-point game from the Vikings. 7-point deficit for the Vikings. Thompson now playing a little tighter defense on Clark.
Yeah, there's no way they can stay in that zone.
And there is once again the 3 from Clark. He's not able to hit this time. Rebound goes to the Vikings, but that's definitely a shot you want if you're the Lancers. Here's James now for 3. James, he's not going to hit it. Rebound to the Lancers.
They're doing a lot of early play shots.
That's going to be a save that time. There's Clark with the layup. Clark now with 12 off the bench for the Lancers. And that's going to be a timeout from Kirk Jacob. Let's see if it is a 30-second. It is going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll take a timeout here ourselves. You're listening to the Howell Activities Network. Back here at Howell High School, home of your Francis Howell Vikings. Currently a 17-26 deficit for the Vikings, though. 3:07 remaining here in the first half. Here's now Fortner. Fortner finds James at the H.
I love how vocal Lafayette is on defense, though.
Here's Kirby. Kirby over the Fortner. Fortner open. He thought about the three. He's going to take the jumper, though, from the free throw line. That's no good. Maddox with the rebound. Maddox is going to go back up with it. That's no good.
That's a good shot by Fortner, though, and he's able to hit those, too.
Yeah, Maddox held to only 2 points to start this one. He's averaging 16.5 a game, so his point's definitely missing right now.
They definitely need to get him set up with some catch and shoot opportunities. I think they forgot after the last game, him handling the ball so much, I think they forgot how good of a three-point shooter he is.
Here's Bias, 2:21 remaining here in the first half. Finds it to Clark. Clark
Good
turns it
defense there
over.
by James.
Yeah, James doing fantastic defense. Here's Maddox. Maddox is going to drive in. He's going to miss again. Rebound to Kirby. Maddox now. Maddox takes it again himself.
That's just a frustration shot by Maddox. Fortner's wide open at the three, and you just got to make the extra pass and find the guy. You can definitely tell he's a little frustrated. He hasn't been able to get it going so far.
Maddox definitely needing to find that extra pass. He finds it there, though. He finds the ball. He's going to take it. He has numbers. He's going to take it. There's Maddox back into the scoring room. Column. He has 4 now, 19-26 in favor of Lafayette.
And I love to use the spin move there because he is, even though he's shorter, he's a bigger guy. So being able to use your body and get some separation, that's exactly what his forte is.
And another loss. That time here is Fortner with the steal. And they have numbers. Here's Maddox now. Maddox is going to take it off the high backboard. Tried to rush that shot, and he misses the layup. Another takeaway from Fortner, and that's going to be thrown out of bounds. So 2 quick basketball from the Vikings. Sam Murray checking in. Now checking in is Royce Webermeyer for Kirby. Kirby very frustrated with the play.
Yeah, he threw it ahead too far for Maddox, and he definitely is frustrated himself.
Seemed like he could have been frustrated with Maddox there, as Maddox kind of gave up on the ball when he could have maybe tried to save it.
Yeah, there's no one else across half court though. I mean, you really can't just save the energy. I know I love the hustle. I just save the energy.
There's Maddox now. Maddox covering Bias. Here's Thompson now against Clark. Clark now having to do something with it.
See, but why is Thompson playing so close up on him when he's 5 feet behind the three-point line? That's when you should be laying off of him.
So that's going to be a 5-second violation on Evan Boylett. Now the student section for the Vikings trying to get them hyped up. 40 seconds left, 19-26 in favor of Lafayette. Here's Maddox now. Maddox, he's going to drive in. He's got the shot up. He's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Maddox trying to maybe take over here late in the first half.
And once again, I thought after the last game, he took over so much of the ball handling responsibilities that he was kind of limited to just driving and then driving kicks. And he scored, was it 25 points he scored in the last game? Yeah, he did a great job in place of Fortner. But now that Fortner's back and he's able to run the offense, which how beautiful is that to see sometimes. I wish they'd get Maddox into more catch and shoot opportunities because he is a really good three-point shooter.
Maddox makes the first one, misses the second one. 6-point game, 30 seconds remaining here. Last shot opportunity now for the Lancers, can make it a 9-point game going into the half. Here is now Murray. Murray being heavily guarded by James. James backs off, comes back to him. Here's a drive by Murray. He's going to go up with it. He's going to be fouled, though. Not sure where the foul was. Couldn't really see it from my angle. It looked to be on the shoulder, though.
I think that was a reaction call. I think because Murray went up so hard with it and so fast, his momentum carried him out of bounds. And I think the ref thought that maybe James had gave him a push or something. But really, that's a call because of the reaction, not really necessarily because of the action.
First one from Murray is up and good. Checking in now is Matt Jones and Malik Hampton and Drake Hulick. Huckle, a 6-foot senior. Murray now at the line for his second shot. He doesn't get that one. Rebound to Fortner. Fortner has 5 seconds. No clock, though. Started. Fortner now turns it over. No clock, though. That should have been the end of the half. Fortner's going to go up with it. No shot, though.
That's the longest 5 seconds I've ever seen.
The head coach of Lafayette very frustrated. But that is the end of the first half. 21-27 in favor of Lafayette. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Howell Vikings basketball here on the Howell Activity Network. Back here at Francis Howell High School, I'm Will Crawford. Alongside me is Billy Woods. We're almost done here at halftime. And it's currently your Francis Howell Vikings trailing by 7, 20-27, with 30 seconds remaining here in the break. What is something that you got to tell your team? Because, yeah, the Vikings have been able to come back many times, Billy, thus far this season against like St. Dominic and then on Tuesday night against Troy, but seems like Lafayette is definitely a well more disciplined and high-powered team compared to those two. How do you tell your team to come back against a team like this one?
Well, you definitely want to let them know that, hey, we've been through this before. We've been in these type of games where we're down and we come back. The thing that you want to really emphasize the most is I want to see some energy and enthusiasm. I want to see them really get at it and turn on the switch. But at some point, they're going to have to learn that they can't go through whole halves and whole quarters without having that switch on. That at some point, there's going to be a lead that gets taken on them, and they're not going to be able to come back from it. So, you know, maybe these early slate of games they've had this early in the season has been a nice test for them, and it'll be maybe something like tonight would be a good wake-up call.
So starting on the court is the original starting five for your Howell Vikings: Fortner, Maddox, James, Kirby, and Thompson. There's James over to Kirby, over to Fortner. Fortner inside to Thompson. That's going to be a hold that time by Aiden McGinnis, or Aiden Rosen McGinnis, and that's going to be Rosen McGinnis' third foul. That's going to be Thompson almost losing in there. Driving was Fortner. He gets held. There's Maddox now. What a find from Fortner, and what a drive by Maddox.
I love Max's body control. I mean, especially even when he's like in air, he's still able just to control his body and contort it, and able to really create separation, even at being 5'11".
So 22, 27, 7:27 remaining here in the third quarter, just starting the second half. Here is now Sam Murray. Murray, he's going to step back for the three. He's not going to get it. Rebound goes to Thompson. Good job that time by Thompson getting the rebound. Now here's Maddox. Maddox over to Fortner. Fortner, he's looking, letting everything set. There's James. James now back to Kirby. Kirby over to Fortner. Fortner inside to Thompson. Thompson, he's going to go up with it. He's not going to be able to get the shot. And it's going to go back to Rosa McGinnis. But what a job by Fortner. And it's going to go off of Murray. And it's going to stay with the Vikings. Great hustle defense that time from Preston Fortner.
Yeah, that's what Fortner brings on both sides of the ball. He just brings that energy that they desperately need.
So now here is Fortner. Fortner finds Kirby on the outside, over to James, back to Fortner. Fortner inside to Thompson. Thompson now going up with it. He slams it down. 24-27, and that's the Thompson that these Vikings needed.
And that got the stands up and the bench up. So let's see it maybe click the switch now.
So here's Murray. Murray's going to drive in. He's going to foul that time.
Oh, no, Thompson saying he got him.
So 24-27, 6:33 remaining here. Just a minute and a half in the second half. Murray's going to go to the line for two. He had 6 in the first half. First one's up, no good. Thompson looking at the student section, trying to get them hyped up and make some noise.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you're at home, you want to feed off that energy of the crowd. That's the whole reason why you're out here.
Checking in now is Wibbenmeyer for Shane Kirby.
You don't want to be at home and it feel like an away game.
Second one is up and good from Murray. So 29-24 in favor of the Lancers. Here's Fortner. Fortner trying to find some. Fortner, he's going to drive, passes back out to Maddox. Maddox is going to drive. Maddox is going to take it. He's blocked. He can just not maybe take a shot like that against someone that's Aiden McGinnis' size. That's going to be a shot, and that's good from Matt Jones. Matt Jones getting in the scoring column now with 2.
Can I get a Maddox three-point attempt? I mean,
Thompson loses control of the ball. That's Jones. He's going to drive. No good. Rebound, no. Second chance opportunity. Foul by Wibbenmeyer, and the and one now coming from Drew Beal.
Yeah, great job with Fortner with sticking with it, too, and allowing that initial layup to not go in.
It's Wibbenmeyer's first foul of the game. He gets the and one now for Beal. foul that time on Rosa McGinnis underneath, though. Could have been. There's Wibbemeyer across into the right corner.
I think
it's going to be a traveling call now.
I think Thompson initiated that one, though, there. I think that was lucky for the Vikings that that wasn't called.
Nonetheless, it is a turnover on the Vikings, turnover on Wibbemeyer. There's now Fortner against Murray. Murray passes it to Bias. Wibbemeyer against Bias. This is a tough test for Wibbemeyer. Bias passes it out back to the top to Murray. Here's Murray. Murray against Fortner.
Wibbemeyer needs to watch out here on this end.
There's a 3-point that time from Jones. Jones hits it. So everything just right now falling for the Lancers. 37-24, 13-point lead, 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Taken away that time from Murray. There is all alone is Rosa McGinnis. He loses control over it.
He definitely thought Thompson was a lot closer than he was to him. He was looking over his shoulder. He felt that pressure.
Checking it out is Kirby and Trupiano for Fortner and Thompson. So 5 minutes remaining in this third quarter, 24-37. Here's James now. James back to Kirby. Kirby trying to find something. There's Maddox for three. There's that catch and shoot. No good on the three.
In and out.
Rebound back to Maddox. Maddox is going to drive, and he's going to get fouled. He's going to go to the line for two.
Good rebound by Wibbemeyer, and good job finding the more experienced Maddox there so he can drive and get the foul.
Now Wibbemeyer definitely knew where Maddox was at that point. That's a good heads-up play from the senior. Another free throw miss from the Vikings.
Yeah, just nothing falling for Francis Howell right now.
24-37. Being outscored right now, 4-10 in this second half. And there's Maddox. Maddox now has 7. Thompson only has 3 in this game thus far. And Maddox hit hard on the hard screen, up and in goes Murray.
Yeah, Murray has great body control. I expect Maddox right now, he's probably going to throw his body into someone and drive to the lane. He had to pay on a screen, now he's going to make someone else pay.
James loses control, he gets it back. Here's Kirby. Kirby now. Kirby going to jump from the elbow, no good. Rebound, it's going to go off of, it looked like it was going to be off of a Lancer, but it's not. Rebound to Maddox, saved by Trupiano. Here is Maddox now. Maddox over to Kirby.
Yeah, and Trupiano had a mismatch inside for a minute there.
And Kirby being definitely held on his arm. Roland McGinnis.
And I know Trupiano's an aggressive player, but they're acting like Trupiano's like mugging the guy, and he's the one getting grabbed.
Yeah, Trupiano went definitely towards the basket and had his arm being held. And Rosa McGinnis being checked out now with his 4th personal foul.
I think they're confusing physicality with illegality.
And that's a 3 from James. James, that's good. And that's definitely what they needed from Matt James and the Vikings team to crawl back within this one. 11-point game, 3:40 remaining here in the second half.
Yeah, and he can't allow his confidence to fade. He's a guy who's able to make them, so he definitely has to keep shooting it if he has it.
There's Clark at the top of the key. He hands it off to Boylett. Boylett being heavily guarded by Kirby. Kirby and James double teaming now Boylett. Boylett now trying to find something. He definitely finds now Murray. Here's Clark now. Clark on the screen. Thompson on Murray. Passes it out time. That's a 3. That's good. So what a shooting team that Lafayette is doing here. Here's Wibbemeyer. He's going up with it. No good on the shot, but he's going to go to the line for 2. Clark being with the foul there.
Lafayette really enables their players offensively. You can tell that every time a guy goes up with a shot, even if it's contested, that they have the confidence that they're able to make it fall. And that's a part of basketball. Part of basketball is you just being a star and you just being able to make the shots that no one else is able to make.
Foul's going to go against Murray. So Wibbemeyer 2 shots at the line. Not able to get the first one to go. Rebound by Thompson. What a job by Thompson. He gets the and one. So Thompson with the and one opportunity there. Pull it to within 11 again.
I will say Lafayette has a little bit of a reason to be mad there because you definitely could have argued some over the back. But still, I like to see the aggression from Thompson. I think sometimes he can get a little place in at times.
So there's the and one opportunity, no good. So a lot of free throw misses in this one. It's probably costed the Vikings at least 6 to 7 points here in this one.
Yeah, and it's everyone. It's no one player. It's everyone. Nothing's falling.
And there's going to be a timeout on the court from Lafayette. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take a timeout ourselves. 2:52 remaining here in the third quarter. Howell 30 and Lafayette 42. You're listening to Viking basketball here on Howell Activity Network. (30-42) in favor of the Lafayette Lancers right now. 2:52 remaining here in the third period. Lafayette hitting almost everything that they're shooting right now. And the Vikings struggling, staying in the scoring period, but maybe some momentum on the and one opportunity last time from Thompson. Now here is Jones. Jones over to Bias. Bias for the three with a hand in his face, and he hits it. Bias was 4 of 6 against Summit, and he hits that one.
Yeah, and he's as confident as they come. He knows when he puts it up that that's going to go in.
Here is Kirby. Kirby now. That's no good. Rebound to Bias. Bias is going to take it all the way to himself. Rebound, though, on the miss to Hookel. Hookel over to number 10, Boylet. Boylet back to Bias.
And just the body language, the difference between both teams just in the terms of stuff like body language is staggering.
And Thompson straight away takes it away from the Lafayette Lancer. Here's Fortner now. He slows it down. Maddox is going to drive, and he loses control. Luckily, that's staying with the Vikings. Easily could have been Lancer ball. And here's Fortner. He finds Maddox. Maddox with the catch and shoot. No good. Rebound to Sam Murray and Lancers. There's a drive. That's going to be blocked. They're going to say goaltending.
Yeah, that was a goaltend.
I disagree 100%. I feel like that definitely did not hit the backboard first, and Maddox made it hit the backboard.
Yeah, I think it was a smart play by them to just get it up quickly. It wasn't going to go in, but that definitely was hit the backboard first.
So there was a foul that time by on Fortner, and then they're going to call the basket good on the goaltending. So 30-47, a minute 34 remaining in the third quarter. Evan Boylet with his first foul. Check it in is now Drew Beal. Lafayette coach once again having some issues with something.
Are we having some more scoreboard difficulties?
I think it's just Lafayette having some troubles talking it over with the scorebook. And it's Lafayette's scorebook having the struggles there. Now here's Maddox. Maddox now to Fortner. Fortner inside to Kirby. Kirby back to James. James has a wide open three. No good. Rebound to Clark. 30 to 47.
It's as good of a look as you're going to get.
Minute 18 remaining here in the third quarter. And that's an easy basket inside for Clark. Clark now with 14 points off the bench.
Yep, Drew Thompson out to the paint with the pick and roll, and Thompson overcommitted on the three. Oh, that's a great drive by Fortner, and unfortunately he couldn't get it going.
On the court now is Lancer, not sure.
Yeah, he definitely took a hard spill.
And the Lancer coach now going towards this player. It's going to be Murray on the court. Kirby with the foul, so it will be Lancer ball. So Murray able to get up on his own power.
Yeah, believe it or not, hardwood floors do not feel fun to fall on.
So it is going to be Lafayette ball. Just a minute even remaining here. 30 to 49, 19-point deficit for the Vikings. A lot of work to do in just about 9 minutes of play of basketball. Here's now Wibbemeyer against Evan Boylett. Boylett trying to find something against Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer doing a fantastic job, and he takes it away from Boylett. He thought it went off of Boylett, but
yeah, and they keep testing Wibbemeyer because he's underclassman. But I think they forget the fact that you don't have to be an underclassman or an upperclassman in order to have energy.
and there's Kirby with the steal, and that's a reach in that time from Huckel. That's going to be his third foul of the game. 36 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. It's going to be going to the line as Kirby.
And it's a chance for some really good points going into the last quarter.
Now checking in is Matt Jones for Clark.
Another shooter. This team is full of shooters. It seems like the only guy that wasn't a shooter was their starting center. That's why they've actually had their backup center playing most of the game.
There's Kirby. He hits the first one. Big free throw that time from the senior. Kirby misses a second. Great job by
Good
Wibbemeyer, though.
rebound.
There's Maddox with the jumper, and that's good. Maddox gets that to fall. So 33, 49, 16-point deficit.
With his play the last two games, I wonder why we didn't see a whole lot of Wibbemeyer the first two games this season.
And here's Wibbemeyer doing a fantastic job. There's Murray. Murray passes it out. That's a three, and that's no good. Rebound to Maddox. Maddox now. He has 14 seconds, 12. Takes it back out. There's Wibbemeyer back to Maddox. Maddox now trying to find something, has 4 seconds. Maddox for the three. That's no good. Rebound Sparks. Sparks goes back up with it. That's no good. So 33-49 is where we'll end here in the third quarter. We're going to take a quick timeout. Can they come back from another 16-point deficit this season? We'll find out in the fourth quarter. You're listening to Howell Basketball here on the Howell Activities Network. Back here at Francis Howell High School, where the Vikings trail by 16 to start the fourth quarter. Have faced deficits like this before, like against St. Dominic, and they were able to come back in this one, but they have to do it in 8 minutes.
Yeah, that was in the second quarter, though. They got a little less time now.
Here's Murray. Murray's going to drive in, and that's taken away by Fortner as Thompson comes up with it. Here comes back Fortner. Have to work quickly, do the Vikings. Here's James. James over the court to Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer, he's going to drive in. Wibbermeyer's going to go up with it, and he's going to get fouled and go to the line for 2. Great job by Wibbemeyer to draw the contact and the foul. It's going to be on Matt Jones. His first, so almost double bonus time already for the Vikings, and that's huge here in the second half. Kirby's first shot, or excuse me, Wibemeyer's first shot is up and good. So it's Kirby, Maddox, or excuse me, Wibbemeyer, Maddox, Thompson, Fortner, and James.
Yeah, and what Wibbemeyer lacks on the offensive end, he definitely overgives them on defense. His hustle has been awesome the last couple of games that we've seen him.
So he finally gets that one to go. There's a pass to Bias. Bias in the corner. Fortner guarding him. Wibbemeyer on Beal. Now here's Sam Murray. Murray against Thompson. Now here is Clark. There's now in the corner.
And if that's a good
Jones.
pass, that's an open three-point shot, too.
Here's now Bias. Now in the corner, here is Beal. Beal's going to go up with it, and that's a good find by Beal to Clark. Clark now has 16 points, the game leader right now off the bench.
Yeah, and that's their backup center. But his offensive versatility has given them a lot tonight.
There's Fortner for 3, no good. Rebound to Jones. Taken away by Wibbemeyer. Here's Maddox. Maddox is going to go back up. It's stuff, though. Maddox is now going to drive in. Maddox gets the floater, and then not to go. Another miss from the 6'10 senior. Maddox only held to 5 points thus far in this one. That's no good. Rebound. Wibbemeyer loses it. Now it's going to go back, though. And over the back, maybe, from Murray. No call, though. Here's Fortner. Fortner over to James. James is going to shoot the 3. No good. Rebound, Thompson. Thompson tried to put it back. That time, Thompson does get it, though. Thompson now with 7.
Yeah, and you like to see Thompson run the floor like that and keep focus on the ball.
36-51. 6 minutes remaining. A lot of work to do still. Need stops. Good job by Maddox that time. He saves it, too. What a play by the senior. Here's Fortner over to Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer almost called maybe for the travel. No call. Here's Fortner now. Fortner, he's going to work quickly. He's going to pass it out to James. James on the wing. No good on the 3. Rebound to Fortner. Over the back, call for sure coming. And it's being on the floor, but a shot coming for Fortner as they're in bonus territory.
Yeah, once again, how about Fortner, being 5'10", but playing like he's 6'4", the rest of these guys able to get up there with most of them.
Checking in now is going to be Evan Boylett for the Lancers, but 30-second timeout, or a full timeout, excuse me, for head coach Kurt Jacob. We'll take a timeout ourselves. You're listening to Howell Vikings basketball here on the Howell Activities Network. Back here at Francis Howell High School, 36-51, 5:45 remaining here in this one. 15-point deficit for the Vikings. Have a lot of work to do. Fortner at the line for 1-1.
Yeah, and I want to see some more. Even though they're down, I want to see high energy and high enthusiasm this quarter from the Vikings. Finish strong. Come out here and don't just get blown out in your home court. Come out and finish strong and make it a game here. And they should be able to do that with the type of foul trouble that the Lancers are in. We'll see if the free throw struggles continue for the Vikings tonight.
Fortner's first one, it does continue. No good. Kirby now in the game, original starting five now for Kurt Jacobs' team.
The Vikings are typically a team that can hit every free throw in a game, and they're also very efficient from the three-point line. And tonight, nothing's falling at all.
So 36-51 in favor of the Lancers. There's Thompson with the takeaway. Thompson now doing a good defensive effort. Here's James. James, he's going to drive in. James is going to get a hit. It's going to go against number 10. It looked like Evan Boylett.
And one thing on that defense, I know Thompson ended up getting the block down low, but he came in and Kirby was the one who was supposed to rotate, and Thompson was supposed to rotate back to the middle. If the Lancers would just kept kicking it around the perimeter, they would have found an open guy, but instead they rushed it and went in, and Thompson recovered in time.
James' first free throw. That's good. Makes it 37-51 with 5:13 remaining.
Another missed free throw there by the Vikings. You can definitely tell that would probably be something they emphasize before their Tuesday game.
Now here is Murray against Kirby. Now over all the way to Jones. Jones back to Boylett. Boylett now to Murray. Murray almost lost it there. Rush pass. And here's now Clark. Just time wasting now by the Lancers playing keep away. We talked about it in the girls' game, Josh Robinson and I, and this is definitely when you would want a shot clock on high school basketball.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking a team could essentially hold the ball for as long as they want.
Steal by Maddox. Maddox has opportunity here. Maddox is going to go up with it, and it's blocked from behind. And he's going to get called with the foul, does number 5, Matt Jones. It's actually going to be on 15, Sam Murray. So Max is going to go to the line for 2. He struggled tonight from the free throw line. Has 9 as of right now.
The one thing with a team being that complacent, though, with holding the ball, is it leads to potentially easy points like that, where if the defense is being aggressive enough, they can just get wide open transition plays.
Checking now in is Wibbemeyer. He's going in for Matt James. Maddox hits the second one. So that's definitely the first time tonight that a Viking has hit both of his free throws at the line.
Yeah, it's been a struggle, to say the least.
And Fortner
great control by
defense.
Fortner.
Maddox now back to Fortner. Fortner, he loses it though. Fortner back to Kirby. Kirby for 3. He hits it.
That's what you want to see from Kirby. You want to see Kirby be more confident in his shooting abilities.
So what was a 19-point game is a 9-point game for the Vikings. Crawling back into this one. 4:13 remaining here at the Howell Gymnasium. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to Howell Basketball on the Howell Activities Network. .413 remaining here at Howell Gymnasium. I'm Will Croft, alongside me, Billy Woods. 42-51. Vikings trying to call back into this one and hoping for an exciting finish at Howell Gymnasium here.
Yeah, and the Vikings just need to keep up that defensive pressure they have. If I'm the Lancers, actually, I come out and I'm not wasting time anymore. I'm getting back into my normal offense, and we're going to live and die by the fact that we're able to score the ball. And if you're the Vikings, you just got to keep up the aggression.
So 3 timeouts apiece for each team. Big thing, though, for the Vikings is only 4 fouls as a team, and they are in double bonus territory. There's Kirby double teaming now. Thompson with a good defensive effort there. Murray inside to Jones. Jones gets it tipped away from Thompson. What a defensive job that time from Thompson. Here's Maddox now.
I thought Kirby got away with a no call there too.
Kirby to Thompson inside. Thompson, he's going to go up with it. And a call of travel. Yep. Terrible call on the court, and head coach Kurt Jacob is upset with it, and I understand why. As it seemed like he was in the air. Now here's Murray. Murray gets it taken away by Kirby now. Kirby's going to get the jump shot. That's no good. Rebound to Kirby, though. He's going to pass it out to Thompson to Fortner. Fortner's going to shoot the 3. Fortner no good. Rebound to Murray.
Man, if just one of those falls.
Now Aiden Rosen McGinnis underneath the hoop, wide open, makes it back to an 11-point game. Here's Kirby back to Fortner. Here's Maddox now. Maddox driving in this Fortner. Fortner's going to get the jump shot. No good, though. Rebound Thompson. Thompson's going to go back up with it, and that's good. That's what Thompson needs to do, is just live underneath the basket and get those rebounds.
Yeah, he definitely needs to start. He needs to definitely start positioning himself lower towards the rim, and he's done that actually the last 2 or 3 minutes. I would like to see more of that in the first half so they don't have to dig themselves in these kind of holes.
2:56, 44-53. Kirby with another steal.
Once again,
Here's
why are the
Maddox
Lancers
now
trying to protect it so much?
And no foul on the court when Maddox gets hit hard on that. But it's going to be off of a Lancer, and it's going to be Viking ball. So Thompson tries to go for the dunk. He misses it, and it's going to be a foul now on Thompson. Interesting call on the floor that time. It's going to be Thompson's second of the game.
I like a nice dunk. Right now, I think I'd prefer the for sure points. Just lay it to where no one's going to block it.
Now here's Aiden Rosen McGinnis, being heavily guarded by James and Thompson. Now here's Murray. Back here is now Beal to Rosen McGinnis. It's going to be tipped by Fortner. Fortner still trying hard to get it. It's going to be out of bounds off of Fortner, though. Only 2:17 remaining, a 9-point game. Checking out is now Matt James. Interesting substitution there for the Vikings.
It hasn't been falling for him, and right now Wibbenmeier's been giving him a lot. He's been giving him great energy on the defensive end. If James' three-point shot was falling, I think you'd see him in there more.
Here is now Murray. Murray inside, taken away by Kirby. Good job by Kirby. Saved by Fortner, though. Fortner now, he has numbers with Maddox. Fortner good the jumper. He's got the jumper in. Fortner with 7, 46-53. They're crawling back into it. Once a 19-point game, it is now within 7. 46-53, 2:02 remaining here at Howell Gymnasium. I'm Will Crawford. Alongside me is Billy Woods. We'll take a quick timeout here on the Howell Activity Network. Back here at Francis Howell High School. On the court right now is Thompson, Wibbenmeier, Fortner, Maddox, and Kirby. The huddle for the Lafayette Lancers at midcourt right now. Interesting placement of their...
Maybe they do this next play with the whole team out there.
46-53, 2:02 remaining.
Just think what this game would be if Howell was able to connect on a lot of their free throws tonight. That's got to be the most frustrating part. Is guys, we're right there.
This game most likely is at least tied, and that's going to be a foul on the court on Sam Thompson. Foul very quickly.
Man, Lafayette's gotta bring the aggression back in their offense. They have to quit settling for just passing around the perimeter and letting the Vikings hustle, get easy steals.
Here is Murray. Murray, thought about driving in. He's going to pass it back out. Here's a jumper.
See, I like that from Matt Jones there.
Matt Jones going up with it for the and one opportunity. Can make it back to a 10-point game.
And the coach was almost looking at like, why'd you shoot it? And he's about to get 3 points out of it, and that's going to put the game even more out of the way for you.
That is good from Jones. Back in is Matt James for Royce Wibbemeyer. There's James now. James has to work quickly here. He's moving quickly. Back to Fortner outside. Fortner for the three. Fortner, no good. Rebound, no to Maddox. Tried to get the putback, no good. Rebound to Murray. Here's Jones now. Jones, he's got the layup and one once again.
Yeah, remain aggressive. Even if you you need to keep your foot on the pedal. Remain aggressive, and that's how you keep the flow of your offense.
So a 6-0 run brewing here for the Lancers. Jones' second opportunity here for a free throw, no good. Minute and a half remaining. Here's Thompson. Now Thompson's going to drive in. Thompson's got the layup, and that's in. Thompson with 9 now. And Fortner looking for the travel, and they got it. So 10-point game. Minute 20. Got the call that they might have needed here. Here's Fortner inbounding it to Kirby, and he almost loses it with James. Here's Maddox now. Maddox going to drive in. He draws the contact. He's going to go to the line for two. Maddox gets that one to go. Maddox with a Viking high 12 right now. Coming out is Thompson and James. Interesting substitution here maybe for the defensive side of the ball coming up for the Vikings.
That's absolutely what it is. Wibbemeyer and Trupiano, which we haven't seen much of in the second half. Trupiano, they give them way too much defensively.
That second one is good for Maddox. So timeout Lancers, 50-58, minute 14 remaining in this one. We'll take another quick timeout here on the Howell. Back here at Francis Howell High School, I'm Will Croft. Alongside me is Billy Woods. Minute 14, 50-58 in favor of the Lafayette Lancers.
Yeah, what'll happen is they got Wibbemeyer in there for the hustle that he gives them, and then they got Trupiano in there for the versatility it gives them guarding the perimeter and the paint. What'll happen is whenever there's a dead ball and they switch to offense, that's when James and Thompson will come back in.
So Murray inbounding it, trying to find something. Back to Murray it goes. Murray, here's Aiden Rosa McGinnis. They're going to foul him. He's going to go to the line for two.
And yep, and here comes James and Thompson.
That's Kirby's second personal of the game.
And if I was the coach for Lafayette, I would tell McGinnis miss the second one on purpose and make them waste time pushing the ball up the court or even calling one of their 2 timeouts.
He gets that one off the backboard and in.
8:40 at night, and the bank's still open, huh?
That one no good. Rebound to Thompson. Thompson going to give it to Fortner. Has to work quickly. 9-point deficit. Fortner They give it to Maddox. Maddox now, he's going to drive. He's going to shoot the three. No good. Rebound to the Lancers. Quick foul needs to happen. Not gonna. It's going to be bias fouled now by Fortner.
The foul's on number 14, Swing Kirby, his third personal. 10 team foul.
53 seconds. They can make it an 11-point game. Can Drew Bias of the Lancers. Only lost 2 games all year last year. And that one is a miss from Bias. Did the Vikings. So
You definitely want to make the first one. Now he has to make this one just to get the free points. If he would have made the first one, I definitely would have missed the second one on purpose. Because that last play took the Vikings 10 to 15 seconds to run because they missed it.
it's Fortner now. Fortner. He's going to just take it. He's got a baseline jumper. That's good. That's a great shot from Fortner. 43 seconds now, down by 8. Now to Murray. Maddox is going to foul him.
The foul's on number 3, Sam Maddox, his second personal.
52 to 60, 36.3 remaining here in this one. Murray able to hit his first free throw. Not a lot of Jack Clark here in the second half, but he is still the game high, 16 points. So 62-52, 35 seconds remaining. Here's Fortner. He's going to go straight to the basket and in. Timeout on the court for head coach Kurt Jacob. See if it's a full or a 30-second. And it is going to be a full timeout, so we'll take a quick break here. Listen to Howell Vikings basketball here on Howell Activities Network. Welcome back, everyone, to the Francis Howell High School. Billy and I would just like to thank our many great sponsors here making our streaming and the Howell Activities Network and Howell Activities Network 2 live streams possible. Thank you to People's Savings Bank and the Farmers Insurance Agency in Arnold for their year-long commitment to supporting this new endeavor. We always, as always, please support the sponsors that help support our programs and the Howell family. Vikings can catch all of tonight's action live and archived at Howell Activities Network.
And for everyone watching, too, thank you for tuning in.
So 30.4 seconds remaining, 54-62. Wibbemeyer not fouling. Finally does get the foul on Beal. Beal's going to go to the line for 2. And
Yeah, you don't want to foul right away. What you want to do is you want to be aggressive and maybe make them have a mistake so you can get you can basically get a free steal. You definitely don't want to foul right away. Even if it does take some time off, you'd much rather try and get the steal.
so here's Beal for his first free throw. No good. So Thompson and James now checking back in. Second one is up. That one is good. So 54-63, 26.7 seconds remaining here. A lot of work to do. Down by 9. Here's Maddox. That's going to be taken away, though. Kirby able to secure it, and that's a double dribble call. Interesting call there. Must have had 2 hands on the dribble. Back in is Wibbemeyer and Trupiano. Pius doing the illegal screen, getting called on it with his foot. So despite the empty possession, they get the ball back there to the Vikings, and down by 9, they have a lot of work to do with only 18 seconds. Here's Maddox. Maddox with the deep 3. No good. Rebound goes to Murray. James is going to foul, and that will probably do it here from Howell Gymnasium, with the Lancers coming in on the road to upset the Howell Vikings and move the Vikings to 4-1. Vikings cannot look down on this game too long because the tough road doesn't end from here. They play University City here at home, though, on December 15th at 6 p.m.
And that's a game they're going to have to come out sharp for. They're going to have to really be coming in with energy and enthusiasm. They're not going to be able to take a first or second quarter off like they have for the last 2 games we've seen with them. They're going to have to come in and make sure they're firing on all cylinders and really make sure, especially their free throw game, they're going to have to make sure that's polished.
Second one is good from Murray, so 10-point game, 11 seconds remaining here. Fortner trying to get something. James, he passes it in the corner to Kirby. Kirby with the 3. No good. Rebound Maddox. Maddox going to go back up with it. Maddox no good. Rebound to Lafayette, and Lafayette comes into Howell Gymnasium and upsets your Howell Vikings. 64-54 is the final here, and what a job from the Lancers. Sam Thompson told me pregame, that we couldn't come out slow today. It would be hard for us to come back, and it was, once again, as they were once down by 19. What a job from Lafayette and their coaches. Game high 17 points from the junior Jack Clark as he came off the bench and just hit big threes and made big shots against Thompson and the Vikings.
And it could have been a bigger deficit, too, if the Lancers, it basically felt like that whole fourth quarter they weren't even playing offense. They really were just passing the ball around the perimeter and just trying to waste a lot of clock. So it kind of makes you wonder if they would have just stick with their offensive game plan, what the game really would have looked like, because that kind of was able to enable the Vikings to kind of claw their way back into it. But like we've said all game long, we need to wait. We need to see their shots fall more consistently in this game and get some free throws, and they're right there in it.
Absolutely. So for myself, Will Crawford alongside me is Billy Woods. On your side for the Vikings, Sam Thompson finished with 9, Trupiano with 3, and Sam Maddox led the team with 13. Good to have Preston Fortner back, as he is very essential for that offense. We'll see you on Tuesday, though, as University City takes on Howell here at Howell Gymnasium at 6 p.m. You're listening to Howell Basketball on the Howell Activities Network.
Yep.